All right. Next example says Mount Everest is the highest elevation in Asia. It is 29,028 feet above sea level. And the Dead Sea, the lowest elevation, is 1,312 feet below sea level. What is the difference between these two elevations? So anytime I have a word problem like this, the first thing I like to do is draw a very rough number line to kind of get my head around it. I always put the 0 in the middle. And it says the highest elevations is 29,028 feet above sea level. So that's being represented by a positive number. And it says the Dead Sea is the lowest, where it is 1,312 feet below sea level, and I'll represent that with a negative number. So I kind of imagine myself, if I'm at the bottom of the Dead Sea and I want to get to the top of the cliff in Mount Everest, how high would I have to climb? In order to do that, I would have to start at 1,312 and climb up 1,312 feet just to get to my 0 to get back to sea level. Once I'm at sea level, I would then have to climb 29,028 feet more to get back to the top of the cliff of Mount Everest. So I'm combining the entire distance there of 1,312 plus 29,028 to figure out how my total length of my journey would be 10, carry my 1, to be 4, 3, 10, 1, 3. That lets me know that the difference between those two elevations is 30,340 feet. Right, next example says, in Buffalo, New York, the temperature, I'm frozen. The temperature in New York was negative 14 degrees. In the morning, the temperature dropped 7 degrees Fahrenheit. What is the temperature now? So once again, I'm drawing a rough number line, putting 0 in the middle. My temperature is starting at negative 14, so I put a negative 14 here. If my temperature is dropping, that means it's going down. If my temperature is going down, it means it's going farther away from 0. So I need to take my negative 14 and go 7 places farther away from 0. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I go this way, it'd be negative 13, negative 12, negative 11. If I'm going farther away, this would be negative 14, negative 15, negative 16, negative 17, negative 18, negative 19, negative 20, negative 21 degrees Fahrenheit. It is 7 degrees colder than negative 14. The next one says Roman civilization began in 509 BC and ended in 476 AD. How long did the Roman civilization last? Once again, rough number line, 0 in the middle. When we talk about time, BC or BCE, before Christ, before the Common Era, is always represented by a negative number. 0 is kind of where we switch from BC to AD, BCE to CE. So 509 BC would be a negative 509, and 476 would be AD, so that's represented by a positive number. Once again, if I'm starting in this year and I want to go all the way to the next year, I'm starting in BC, and it's going to take me 509 years just to get to year 0. Once I'm at year 0, it's going to take me 476 more years to get to 476. So I'm going to add those numbers together to figure out how long the Roman civilization lasted. That's 15, carry by 1, 8, 9. We find out that the Roman civilization lasted 985 years. Next one. In the Sahara Desert, one day it was 136 degrees Fahrenheit. In the Gobi Desert, a temperature of negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit was recorded. What is the difference between these two temperatures? Once again, I'm drawing a number line, putting 0 in the middle. If I have 136, that's positive, it's going to go over here. If I have a negative 50, it's going to go right here. Once again, I'm just in my head figuring out how far do I have to travel. From negative 50 to 0, it's going to take me 50. And from 0 to 136, it's going to take me 136. So the distance between these is 186 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the difference between those two temperatures.